we are speaking with Chief Bode George. Sir, let me start by asking you, what is your assessment of the state of the nation right now?
I believe that we are in a state of flux. Whether you are a very wealthy man or you are a very poor man, things are not working. This country used to be known as the giant of Africa. You know, when they even call the meeting of G20 now, nobody invited us in the last few meetings. They invite South Africa and Rwanda. Doesn't that ring a bell of concern? What is going on? The investors, apart from the Chinese people you see all around, real investors, that is the foreign part of it. Where are we on the foreign platform? Then coming to we, the Nigerians, there is an air of uncertainty. The younger generation, the unemployment, the issue of insecurity, and what is the number one responsibility of any elected government? Security of lives and property. Look at going from one state to the other. Yes, they still give them money. What is the current portfolio, debt portfolio of our nation, national? And then you now come to the states. Have you been able to see physically the money we are borrowing? Is there any movement that yes, you are borrowed to do ABCD projects, and our income will be able to sustain that what we are borrowing? Look at the poverty alleviation. The concept that they adopted was to say, go and give them cash. Giving people cash. In the system, we have no, that has no data. Cash. Federal government money. And so when they spend that money, what would they do? Would they come back? Because we, our party, had an arrangement. We called it Skill Acquisition Program. All those young people, we told them, register, fill the forms, and if you want to be a bricklayer, a painter, an hairdresser, shoemaker, whatever field, you know, all those artisans. We asked them, fill the forms, and we sent them depending on the profession you want to be trained on, will give you how many weeks you'll be spending at home. And at the end of your training, they put them into cooperatives. If you're a shoemaker cooperatives, or maybe in 10 groups like that. And then they give them the interest-free loan for them to start their business. It was novel, it was rolling, it was attracting the boys from a state of helplessness and hopelessness into an area that the future will be bright. Immediately, this government came, we scrapped it. And suddenly, I saw the vice president in the market here, physically distributing money. I thought I was in some outer space somewhere. The VP there. And now there is a DG in charge of this district. And so we will go to where? To the bank or the central bank or which bank? We withdraw millions and billions of naira, physical cash. That's like voodoo economics. So the state of the expectations of the people really gone very low, and everybody is waiting. Yes, we started the year 2020. This is the year of preparation for election. To do another stock taking. When we will ask our people, the last 8 years, are you better off than the previous 8 years?
Are you confident that with what you know about the Nigerian electorate, that
the truth will be told?
Yeah, that they can make that decision.
It is, we had never been so hit by the lackluster administration. It's, you don't need to, if you have a physical experience or something, you have a little adage in my language that, once you hit a pitfall once, next time you would have acquired all the experience of never again. Nigerian, I said it in an interview. It's not party carry members alone now. It's the survival of yourself, your family, and the future of your children. Lagos, the University of Lagos is going to turn out another 20,000 graduates by next week. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Where is that state of expectation for them? We will ring the bell. We will converse. We will discuss. We will debate. And let them come out from the lethargic where the situation they have been and get involved. That now comes with the parties. It depends on how you mobilize the people. And when you keep talking in the markets, in the shopping centers, in the motor parks and all that, you must sell yourself, sell your policies. And why this will be different from the rubbish we used to do is that they have told us explicitly that everything we want to do, then you vote, will be electronically transferred to the system. I saw the charade we were running. You go to your polling booth, you swipe your card. Yes, it confirms that your PVC is you. Then you fill the form. It's manually done. And that result will be manually carried also to the collation center. And it will also from the first collation center to the state collation center will also be manually carried. We are real angels in Nigeria.
But the president is yet to sign the electoral amendment bill.
Yes, because it was his own bill, he has said that he will not support the direct primaries.
Yeah.
That he will not support the direct primaries.
Yes.
But the electronic transfer of results will remain. And I disagree with that concept, because if you want to go to equity, go with your credentials. What he had done now is like a halfway home. Direct primaries, extremely good, because no godfather would have handpicked the delegates who will vote at your constituencies for primaries. The difference from direct and indirect is that indirect would have selected some people, and those who have enormous amount of money can buy them up. But direct primaries will allow every card-carrying member of the party to line up, even for your own primaries, to emerge as a candidate. We did it before in this country. That was the one they called option A4. So when the president started talking about it would be too expensive, expensive. The parties that are going to come to the government have no business with the government. They say, oh, INEC will monitor. So wouldn't INEC monitor other results? And the INEC group had already said they are ready for it. So, and I will still say it and put it on the marble. The president owes that to this country, because it's his own bill. The National Assembly has already accepted. So why is he now backing off? Let us get out from the primitive process and procedure we use in our own electoral process. Americans, with their population, that's what they do. They started by indirect primaries, when they used to call the place the cigar room. The big boys with their cigars would be sitting down there smoking and saying, yeah, you be as governor, you be president, you be this, and that's how they selected. And now they say, hey, wait a minute, you don't give the powers of the people to just elected few. Since then, any primaries by any Republican Party, Independent Party, or the Democratic Party, everybody will vote for the person of their choice, for you to emerge as the candidate. Then whoever emerges has at the back of his mind that he is being sent there by these people.
Members of the party.
Yes. And that whatever he is going to do, that picture will keep flagging on his brain. And you owe it to, not like the other fellow now, Bola Tinubu, talking that is the God kingmaker. And he has been making the kings. Now he wants to be the king himself.
Well, we'll come to Bola Tinubu. Do you trust President Buhari that he will do the right thing?
I expect him to be, because now Oga has been on the saddle. This is his 7th year. By May, he will enter his 8th year. That's the year eventually where he will depart. And whatever he had done will be written on the pages of history. So how would you want your name on the pages of history? We accepted now that electronic transfer is accepted for the results. Not the charade. If you remember Professor Ijiga at that time, at the national, what do they call that place in Abuja? People were physically bringing results by hand. It was a joke. It was a joke. I remember our party member Rubebe sitting down there and saying, yes, the report they are giving you, fake one is fake. This one is this. He was there. You remember? But this time, the only thing we must ask the operators, the INEC, is that they must get the proper equipment, foolproof, where nobody can manipulate them, and they are available in the market. The one the Americans used in that last election was solid gold. That is the responsibility of the chairman and all the members of INEC. That for once, let's get out of these doldrums of lackluster behavior. We must make sure we do it right, so our country can remain and join the civilized community where democracy thrives.
APC insists, and President Muhammadu Buhari also, they say that security is far better now than when they came into power in 2015.
Are you kidding me?
Well, that's what they
said. I don't believe them. Now, I have a lot of friends all over this country. The North is in the worst situation, security-wise. You don't know. Saw what happened in Zamfara recently. Saw what happened in Sokoto recently. Northeast, is it still stable? Adamawa, is it still stable? All the northern states. Thank God there's some kind of some quiet on the Fulani herdsmen. That has been, down a little. But nobody is still at rest. Because whether you're a rich man or poor man, as you walk those areas, they're looking back and looking front and looking all over you like a radar. You don't want to be kidnapped, you don't want to be, robbed. So if that is their perception, when we come to the time to campaign to the people, to tell the people, we will present the facts to the people and let them make up their mind. But my own is this: as long as we do not allow any manipulation of the electoral process, then whoever wins knows he has the mandate of the people. And I am sure we will not go there and mess up. That's the beauty of this dispensation, this democratic something we are doing. You know why most of those people elected don't care? Because they are sure that they will manipulate the result. They don't care about what your electorate will say or talk and do. So if we modernize that process and we totally, in at least 80% to 90%, reduce this manipulation, those who will get there will think first about, would I be able to face my people the next election? You say this is what I've been able to do, because that's why you were sent there. To make sure you guarantee life and property for those people. you are able to have policies that will allow their children to go to good schools. You will fund the schools, and even fund. State government should be able to fund feeding at least one meal per day for a child in the school. What are we doing now? We used to do that when I was in school. I'm 77 now. So what has happened? What happened? And the children will go to school, they are afraid. You saw what happened to a private grammar school. Things that are absolutely unheard of.
Some political analysts actually believe that this election, the 2023 election, is for PDP to lose. As a member of PDP, are you confident that your party is ready for this election?
I have absolute and implicit trust. In any organization, you will find people with who are serious managers, and you find people who are fake managers. There is no known organization anywhere in the world that will not have disagreements, and one time or the other, you all cannot be there in the boardroom and everybody would agree. But the ability to manage the crisis and live and walk above that will be a measure of your competence. For me, our party, we have a procedure. We have a methodology of how we handle primaries, and it would have been much better if the direct something now becomes law, not the indirect. But the fact that when we congregate, from the beginning of the establishment of PDP, it wasn't a party that was meant to be a private business of an individual. No individual controls the party. We don't have kingmakers. Every member is a kingmaker, a kingmaker. And the elders will meet either through consensus or through serious elections for a candidate to emerge. Now, when these people came together in 1998 to establish the PDP, Chibolake, you know him from the West, very, who will normally not sit in a political discussion room with somebody like Alex Ekwere or the Jim
Obodo,
or Shiroma, Amanga Tuko, Rimi. What would bring? These were the same people who came together and thought, look, let's make sure that we establish a system whereby every tribe, majority tribe, minority tribe, will have a sense of belonging in this country. So they divided Nigeria into 6 geopolitical zones: northwest, northeast, north central, southwest, southeast, south. In those days, with the old political parties, the minorities were subsumed under all those majority tribes. So they were to be seen and not heard. Then they now say, look, what are the 6 top positions? I haven't broken Nigeria into 6 geopolitical. That's not even in our constitution. It's a method it's a procedure that can bring sanity and peace. Now they now went further, having created the 6 geopolitical zones, that they said there are 6 top positions in the country: president, vice president, senate president, speaker, secretary to government, national chairman. See, 6 positions, 6 geopolitical zones. So every zone will take one, and that gives you that strong sense of belonging. You are there. And after 8 years, they rotate it. All the positions in the north will come to the south. All the positions in the south will go to the north. So somehow, whether you are minority tribe or majority, someday it will come to your turn. All you need to do is make sure you get the best out of your zone that will be acceptable to all the others. They first of all guarantee that yes, this is now your turn to do. Okay, whom are you bringing for? And they will examine him, they will x-ray him, they want to know about him before they say, okay, this is acceptable. He has the general knowledge, he has the flair, he has the character, he's a reliable, respectable, responsible Nigerian with a track record. Positive track record. Not an armed robber or pen robber or some Chicago-based liar or some kind of nonsense. And they'll vote for him. And so that was the concept. Now, the issues we may contend with now, which, of course, at the time these founding fathers sat back, they did not envisage that, hey, imagine if we lose election and another party comes, how do you manage it? Like you can see now, first of all, when APC came, they said, we don't believe in zoning. What did they do? President is from Northwest, Vice President from Southwest, Senate President from Northeast, and Bajabi Amila from Southwest, Secretary Northeast, and then the chairman South. We still balance it 3 up, 3 down. So that has become acceptable, at least to remove the first order, to cross the first order. But in our case, right now, we are zoned chairman of the party. That concept, wherever you zone the chairman, he cannot be in the same zone with the president. We have to put our heads together and resolve that crisis. Because they have said anybody else can now come out from all the zones. Pundits have decided, have seen that, is this not going to blow up this party? And I believe that yes, we will go back to the drawing table. We still have some time. There will be a lot of debates, a lot of discussions. That is the beauty. No individual will hijack this matter. We will debate it. Because yes, like I said, the founding fathers never thought in their equation that there could be a parameter of putting the opposition party into consideration. Now, the opposition party now, the president emerged from the north and is spending 8 years. That had never been in our consideration. So others are saying, Buhari is not in our party, so we should work separately. Okay, so the last time it should have been in the north, so we should still be in the north. You following the That will be a lot of debate. There will be a lot of discussion. No fighting. Let's get the best brains sitting around the table, and I am sure that has to be revisited, because this is the first time this special parameter is going to be put in the equation, where we need to consider the other opposition party that sent the chairman of the presidency from the north, and they spent 8 years. Are you now going to go back there? What are you going to do? That must be resolved.
Okay, sir. If
And if we come to equity with clean hands, and we are honest with ourselves, and we are sincere, and we have abiding loyalty to this country, we will get over that.
what you said about the founding fathers of PDP is quite correct.
Yeah.
They had a vision.
Yeah.
They have a sense of direction.
Yeah.
Where they wanted to take the country.
Yeah.
To what extent do you think that President Olusegun Obasanjo bastardized what the founding fathers did by introducing do and die elections?
How do you mean do and die election? Like
Almost single-handedly imposing candidates. He brought Jonathan and Yaradua as candidates.
But you see, when you look at it that way, it didn't fall on the candidature. You know, the president, unlike the APC is telling you now, that the president is not the leader of their party. That Bola Tinubu is the president of their party, the leader of their party. That's a joke. In America, that we borrow their system, whoever is the president of a party in government is the leader of the party. So these ones that they are putting him above where he should be, it's a joke. Now, coming back to ours, now, he did not impose. The presidency went, having spent 8 years, the presidency went back to the north. He went back to the north. Now, he didn't force anybody. That, you see, that you know, after 8 years, all positions in the south must go to the north. All positions in the north must come to the south. That's the concept, and that was what we achieved. Now, to say he didn't, I was there. Some of the others who wanted to compete, they came. He wasn't the only one. You know, we have a convention. But, you know, of course, if the leader is perceptibly leaning on the side of an aspirant, people will know. And it's not designed, and it's not expected to be an independent person. He himself voted. So by naturalness, you know, he brought Yaradua from. There were quite a lot of people who competed with him. In fact, I moderated that convention. And then we had Baba Chiroma, Alaji Chiroma as the INEC, you know, representing the electoral process. And so they, you know, they went back north, again came back south. But I have also seen the lacuna of this process. Because it's an oral history. People talk about it. The procedure must be written down so that those who will keep on interpreting to suit their nerves will be told go home. Because what I have seen now is everybody comes now, Oh, okay. If he does that, you don't microzone it. If you only microzone that one, you know what I mean by microzoning. If he's coming to the south, then you will now microzone it to either southeast or south or.
Yeah.
The only position as put down by the founding father that should never be microzoned was the president. President. If it is to the south, any zone in the south can compete. If it is zoned to the north, any zone in the north can compete. But the position of chairman of the party is not as weighty as that of the president. That position of the party chairman must be microzoned. So that one particular zone does not continuously control it. If you had had it, then because the party position, he is sitting as the chief manager of the party. Now, the deputy chairman is there, secretary of the party will be there, and all those things are also microzone so that you balance all the positions. So that sense of oneness, that sense of Nigerianness will be there when they are taking decisions on the management side of the party. For the president, once he's there, anybody will contest. If you remember, Baba later contested with Obasanjo. Why? Rimi contested. In fact, Rimi knew that this thing was not even zoned to the north. That it was zoned to the south. They told him, yeah, we'll see come and we'll see come. He came and he was flashing.